Good morning, everybody. It's Lynn, the Leather Bag Lady. How are you all today? It's, what day is this? Tuesday today. I've got to just blow dried my hair, so I am covered in hair. I've said this before, I should be bald, the amount of hair that I lose. Anyway, it is Tuesday today. Hopefully you are all having a great start to your day. It is a beautiful day today. I got to the gym and it said 7 in my car. I was there for 50 minutes. It was 14 in my car when I got back. So it's going to be a pretty spectacular day today. But I'll share that with you after we finish with today's bag. So today's bag is a bit of an iconic 80s look. It could be 70s, but I'm thinking more so 80s. This kind of briefcase style top handle bag is very, very 80s. Mock croc in this kind of beigey tone. It's just beautiful. Now, what is unique is this inlaid suede accent design. I just think it's absolutely fantastic. There is some wear on the gold tone hardware. Nothing that is just kind of the swing points here. Nothing that's really going to freak out at you. Now, this bag was missing a strap. I, as I've said many times before, would rather the hardware match and the color be a little bit of a contrast. So this is a great match, I think. It's a 26-inch strap drop, so it's going to let you wear that bag very low on your hip. I don't think you can see. Oh, I don't want it to fall off the table. Maybe if I stand back a little bit. Yes, so it's going to sit very nicely on your hip. You can take it off. You can adjust it. The strap is not leather, but I'd rather the color be as close to a match as possible. And then it's up to you whether you decide to hunt for a leather replacement or just leave it as is. It's got a great gusset with some feet. There it is. But it's very unique. I've never seen anything with this suede inlay before. And then you open up and there is no cracking in the stress points. Usually always cracking in here, but there isn't any. And there's your bag. Made in Italy. There's your sticker. There is a zipper compartment, a divider with a zipper, and then another compartment. And it's that kind of velvet. A little bit of wear on the inside lip here. But it's a beautiful, beautiful bag. So you're not going to be able to stuff it like crazy. I did need to do a repair here. I just used the original holes. I got some waxed cording that is for leather. That arrived the other day, so that was my first use of it. It's a lovely bag. It's a really, really nice bag. I personally would not use this, but there were holes, there were loops for it, and I found something that matched. But it's just gorgeous. I really, really like it. So there you go. That is today's bag. It has just been listed. And there we are. So first of all, thank you to one of my subscribers, Cindy. She lives in the US, who really kind of stood behind me in my little bit of a rant yesterday about the art crawl. She had an amazing idea of getting a sign made to say, you know, come and get your own piece of Canadian fashion history. And wouldn't that be something to put on my table or above my head or whatever. So yeah, Cindy's kind of bashes me in a very positive way because she thinks my prices are too low. And I get it. We've had that conversation recently as well. I do understand that for some of you out there who are well-versed in this vintage world, pricing is a reflection of the quality. And I must say I do that myself. If I see things that are too inexpensive, I think, oh, it must be a fake or it must be not real. And my reasoning for that is, as I said again recently, but I've got some new subscribers, so welcome. I'll share this again with you. Sorry to those who've already heard it. I started this little enterprise of mine because I couldn't afford the quality that I like. I'm a leather snob. I really am. I really had to think twice about putting that strap on there because it wasn't leather. But again, the look is paramount. I couldn't afford what I liked. So I started discovering it at thrift stores and realized that the retail shopping habits of so many people are very multiple. Like people are buying things to fuel whatever. And I mean, retail therapy is a thing. It's been a thing since the Romans. And unfortunately, fortunately for me, there are people out there who purchase to kind of fuel something, you know, whether it's boredom or lack of self-esteem or whatever. And then eventually all these things find their way to the thrift stores. And I could afford to buy better quality thrifted. And my whole home is thrifted for that reason. So I have not changed in terms of my socioeconomic footprint. If anything, it's gotten worse with COVID. So I refuse to price myself out of my own market. For me, anything over $50 is a decision. And not so much with the vintage stuff, but with my .com stuff, that's the reason it's still not live. Because I really have to get my head around how I'm going to justify the prices that I need to put on these things in order to make it viable for me to do it. So that's shipping, the time and materials it takes for me to refurbish, the money for the point of sale platforms. Then now I'm looking at GST, I'm looking at a tax portion, and I'm just not sure it's going to be possible. So as I sit with between 500 and 700 bags that do not qualify for Etsy. Oh my goodness me. That's a whole other story. So, yeah, that's the reason that my prices are, I mean, I don't think they're cheap. I think they are in line with a lot of other sellers that are on Etsy, to be honest, because I do look around. You know, you'll see a bag for $40, $45, and then there's $30 shipping, whereas I just include the shipping. You know, it says free shipping. When you're spending $25 to mail out a bag, I can't swallow that cost. So anyway, so long story to thank Cindy for her support. And I'm going to think about that banner, actually. It really is something I feel quite strongly about. So I'll keep you updated on that. Leather Bag Lady weather report. I told you already, it's 14, 15 degrees already, and it is just 10:30. So you better believe there will be some deck time today. I'm actually going for lunch with a girlfriend, yes, an acquaintance, probably more so. I met this lady. She was an ER nurse. I think she has rebranded her role now. I think she's in another category of nursing. She was dating one of Bruce's friends, and she is very much an ex, and now I'm very much an ex, but I'm still trying to hang on to these connections that I made with some of the people that I met along the way. So we're going for lunch today, and we're going to Chuggy's, which is one of Bruce and I's favorite places to go. But it'll be lunchtime, so there'll be nobody there. So, I mean, I don't want to be silly in that regard. But They have the best Caesar salad. So I'm really looking forward to that today. And then it's just work. But I am listening to a podcast at the moment with Joe Rogan, and he's talking with a researcher on mindfulness. And she has said that you need to take physical breaks from your tasks in order to stay creative. And I think that's something that I'm not doing very well anymore. Without having that partner in my life and without having that reason to go to hockey and visiting socially, and all I do is sit at home and work, basically. Haven't been able to even afford my Niagara Falls trips, but when I go there, all I do is work. So I'm thinking about learning how to play pool and darts even, but my eyesight I don't think is that good for that. And I'd love to do a photography class, and I'd like to do, learn to sing a little better to go along with my, can you see my guitar? Oh no, I moved the camera. To go along with my guitar playing, but all these things cost money, and I just don't have that kind of cash at the moment. And one of my favorite movies is Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, and it's a 1990s movie set in the 50s, 60s, and it's Angela Lansbury, who is a house cleaner, and she saves up her money for a couple of years to buy a Dior dress. So Mrs. Gledhill is moving to Dunville. That's going to be my mantra for the next however many years it takes me to save up for my own dang trailer. And it's opening day Friday. I've said it many times in the last week or two, and I am just gutted that I won't be there. Anyway, I'm going to get my own trailer. You better believe it. And I will be Mrs. Harris going to Paris, Mrs. Gledhill going to Dunville. You better believe it. Anyway, everybody, hopefully you're having a great day. We finished with Fendi. So now we're going to start with Tiffany. So quickly, before this gets way too long, I'll give you the first 3 trivia points for Tiffany. Tiffany, Young and Ellis. It was a fancy goods emporium in 1837. 1853, Charles Tiffany took over and focused on jewels. They were the first store to only accept cash. And in 1848, they purchased crown jewels. Now, crown jewels from where? I don't know. I may need to get a little bit more information on that. Audrey Hepburn immortalized Tiffany's with Breakfast at Tiffany's. And the first time a store was filmed, Sex and the City, they filmed outside the store. But I think it might have been the first and only time that inside the store was filmed. And lastly for today, 2013 Vice President was accused of stealing over $1 million of Tiffany jewelry. I'm not sure how that turned out. But there we go. We're starting a new Luxe brand. As I say all the time, alux.com is where I get all this information. They have a great YouTube channel. I encourage you to go check it out yourself. Can I 100% guarantee all this information? I can't, but I'm 98% confident in what they are delivering. They're a huge YouTube, they have a huge YouTube presence. I can't imagine they would risk it with giving, debunked information. Anyway, have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the weather if you're in my neck of the woods, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.